This company uses vanilla or chocolate ice cream instead of frosting. The cake itself is chocolate sponge cake. Workers start by making chocolate cake batter in a machine called a liquefier. They add flavoring, exactly what is a trade secret, and liquid eggs, binding agents, butter, oil, sugar, flour, and cocoa. After mixing the batter for 20 minutes, a machine called the cake depositor pumps it into a 50-liter vat. The cake depositor distributes the batter evenly through nozzles spaced 9 centimeters apart. Then it spreads the batter onto brown craft paper that's about 1 meter wide. The paper's waxed so the cake won't stick after baking. The machine funnels the batter into an even layer that's 6.5 millimeters thick and 91 centimeters wide. Workers make between 8 to 10,000 Yule logs daily, depending on the size. After baking for 7 minutes at 260 degrees Celsius, a conveyor moves the cake out of the oven at 1.8 meters per minute. Next, a circular saw separates the cake right down the middle. Every 17 seconds, another blade, appropriately called a guillotine, drops down, slicing the cake into smaller segments. A machine pours strawberry jam onto a thick layer of ice cream. This creates 3 layers, including the cake slab underneath. The factory goes through 1,800 kilograms of jam and 12,000 liters of ice cream per 8-hour shift. A worker gently separates the cake slabs, leaving about 8 centimeters of excess ice cream and jam, which is thrown away. She then separates the cake from the craft paper by folding the cake onto itself once, then rolling the cake, ice cream, and jam layers together. Watch closely and you'll see that she doesn't touch the cake, only the paper. She wears rubber gloves to prevent her hands from sticking to the paper. The worker rolls the cake into a machine called a slicer. It cuts the cake into 3 20-centimeter long segments called logs. The slicer deposits the logs into plastic trays. Another machine now decorates with ice cream. It covers the surface as well as the ends. The ice cream decorations are lace and floral designs. Now for the embellishments. Workers place 2 candied maraschino cherries on each log. Then a machine drizzles on bits of maple sugar as another worker cuts the connecting ice cream, separating the logs. This factory uses maple sugar bits instead of nuts on its logs, out of concern for allergies. Next, a plastic poinsettia on each log. Then a plastic Joyeuse Fête, French for Happy Holidays. A conveyor belt moves the logs through a machine called a CO2 tunnel. Inside, sprayers blast the logs with a mist that instantly freezes them. This mist is carbon dioxide refrigerated to minus 85 degrees Celsius. 5 minutes in the CO2 tunnel super freezes the outer layer so workers can handle it easily. A wrapping machine covers the logs in a clear plastic film. Then another machine simultaneously cuts and heat seals the plastic, enclosing the logs in bags. Finally, a worker packs the bags into boxes for shipping. The factory stores the boxes in its warehouse freezers at minus 35 degrees Celsius. Then, as Christmas approaches, these holiday desserts go out to the stores where they sell for $5 to $8 each.